Good evening, Twitchers. This is the Battle Cat. I'm joined here tonight by last minute edition Scotty. How you doing, Scotty?
Really good for a Friday night. Yeah, thought I'd jump in last minute. Watch some Tier 3 action around this very famous street circuit and a little bit of water to mix up qualifying at least at the start of the session. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think the race briefing showed some light rain here during qualifying, but I think the race will be dry. But you know how important qualifying here is at Monaco. It's very difficult to overtake, so the drivers really want to make sure they're at the pointy end of the grid when they start the race.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing that they want. Be interesting to see if we do get a bit of dry weather towards the end of the session. But yeah, qualifying all important, but then again, it's also keeping it out of the barriers for the 39 laps that we do have. So that's obviously going to be another one that they've got to do. But obviously, we're on the intermediate tyres at the moment, so we'll see how these guys go, at least at the start.
Yeah, I think we want to put out some calls on how many DNFs we might have on the race. Hoping to see at least half of the grid finish, but hoping to see some good racing. You know, it is difficult here at Monaco. A lot of people don't like it. I don't mind it myself. It's always a bit of good fun. What about you, Scotty? You looking forward to Tier 1 on Sunday?
Well, thankfully, I had a little bit of practice this week at Monaco, and thankfully, I only hit the barriers once. So I changed one front wing, and it's love-hate sort of thing. Obviously, a pad user like myself obviously really struggles compared to the wheels, especially the hairpins. Not exactly great for a controller user, but yeah, it's not too bad. I think it's going to be a survival race, I think, this week. And as if we get any rain in Tier 2 or Tier 1, it'll throw it up, but obviously we'll see how we go. But yeah, looking forward to at least Tier 1, and obviously, how about you tomorrow afternoon?
Yeah, it's a bit of a love hate as well. I've got to put some practice in. It really is all about just keeping it off the walls and finishing the race. So I'm sitting on with Ty Star at the moment. He's reserving for us in Red Bull. He's on his hot lap at the moment. Just having a look at what he can do. Deadly Fuller's set the first flyer on a 23.3. So that looks like a pretty good lap.
Yeah, not a bad lap. Obviously, the guys are just starting to come through. I was T7's, I think, was nearly very much into the wall. So thankfully he's got his front wing. I think he was. Whoa! As I say that, he loses a little bit of his front wing, unfortunately. Just T7. So obviously he'll have to come back in for a front wing change. That's just got to be the issue, minimising the mistakes. And yeah, not good for the Red Bull. Obviously, neither of us would be very happy to see that. But we know T7 has got pace. It'll be interesting to see how he goes tonight.
That's all right. He
And obviously,
just warming up. He'll come in for a new wing. I think the mechanics will be pretty busy over this race changing front wings. So that's all right. He can come in, put another fresh set of tyres, new wing, and he's got another 13 minutes to set a few flyers.
yeah, 100%. Obviously, if you're the guys just sitting on the softs in the pit lane, so obviously this session is going to dry up, so they'd feel like not real any point of coming out on the inters just in case they do happen to have an accident and maybe lose a wheel and not being able to get a competitive that time. So if you're the guys, probably just playing it a little bit safe, but we'll have to wait and see. As Santa and Buster, big welcome to you joining us tonight. Going to be a fascinating race, I reckon. Quick Killer, he's obviously sort of the man in form at the moment, as I try and get the results up for myself. But yeah, he's one name that's really going to be competitive, I reckon, tonight.
Yeah, and he's just set a 121.6. So looks like the track is rubbering up or it's drying out. So looks like the times are falling at the moment. Sitting on with Batman at the moment. He's just gone past turn one up the straight here. still does look like it is a little bit slippery. So drivers are being a bit cautious. Like you said, don't blame them. My app's telling me it's supposed to dry out in 10 to 15 minutes, but that could be incorrect. So it might dry out just before the end here. Drivers might be able to get a dry run.
Yeah, I think we might be right because it has stopped raining, so it's just going to be a matter of whether the track dries in time. I reckon it will, but it will again be when we get to that wet, dry quali session. It's going to be the last driver across the line and the driver that can make the least amount of mistakes on their sort of their one and only hot lap, really, if we think about it with the one soft tyre run. But obviously, we're seeing a couple more guys coming out setting bankers, but as I said, it's going to really start heating up with about 3-4 minutes left to go, I reckon.
Yeah, just sitting on with a couple of drivers now. You're right. There's no rain. There's no spots on the visor. Looks like there's a little bit of a dry line starting to appear as well, but it does look a little bit slippery. So I think we've got 10 minutes left. I think you're right. I think they're going to have maybe one or two flyers with the soft tyres.
Exactly. It's Swiss Lord coming through the swimming pool now as Powers. I was about to say if his Powers actually going to be racing tonight, and he's just joined us, so probably hasn't really wasted anything because, as I said, none of these guys have really been on the dry tyres anyway, so he's going to be in the same boat, so hasn't lost anything by joining halfway through the session as Swiss Lord goes into P2, 22.7, still a second off Quick Killer off the intermediate tyres, and this track's going to really start ramping up shortly.
Yeah, so Powers has got a qualifying ban, so that's one of the reasons why he joined a bit late, so he won't be setting a time, and so does Quiet Cake. So Quiet Cake will be sitting in the pits as well. They've racked up 7 licence points, so we won't see a time from those two drivers.
Yeah, fortunate for them. Obviously, Powers 70-point lead in the championship, so we can afford to have a bad round. Obviously, this is probably the worst track you want to qualify in, but then again, we know how quick Powers is, and if he can keep it out of trouble, you can still get a really good result, even from the back. Maybe just slightly change your strategy, go long or an early stop. As Tetris goes quickest 20.9, I should say. So just very, very slowly getting there as we got more drivers. I'm just having a look, sitting in the pits on the soft tyres, just wait for that delta to cross over for the dries to be quicker.
Yeah, I'm sitting on with Salmons at the moment. I think he's on his flyer at the moment. Just wants to get a time on the board.
Yeah, just to get the feel of the track as well. Bit of a slide through to on the exit to the back. Wants to be definitely careful there. Obviously, exit a swimming pool. That's I reckon we'll see a lot of front wing damage anyway. From here, he's going to complete his lap, and we're just starting to see that dry line just slightly appear. So as we do have DRS enabled, so it is now going to be the soft tyres. Simmons goes quickest 19.9.
Yeah, and I think Cuds he might be the first one. Is he the first one? No, I think Trenner's out there on a soft, and Mertz is out there on a soft. I think he might be the first one to set a lap on the soft, so we might sit on with him and see what he can do. So just got to come up to the first corner here. Just go to... sorry.
Left the session.
Left the session. Something happened there. Yeah, all right. So might jump on with Cuds then. Is he the next person? That was a weird one.
Yeah, weird one. Delipal is halfway through the lap. He's currently at the hairpin now. He does have a McLaren on an outlap that he'll have to be careful of. But you can see very twitchy from Delipal in the Haas.
Got some traffic in front of him.
Yeah, as he comes underneath the tunnel. Be interesting to see how he takes the Novell chicane in these still greasy conditions. Oh, he's not going to like getting held up. McLaren does get out of the way. As Quiet Cake obviously serving that Quali ban around to back. Obviously.
Oof, he's just touched the wall.
Very easily could have lost his left front, but keeps going.
Scotty, do you mind sending Mertz an invite, please?
I can do that as he comes through the final corner. A bit of a slide through there, so we'll see if he can what his first soft runner time will be.
17.5.
So not too bad of a time. Obviously, again, it'll be big improvement. There, so that invite is sent for you.
And Mertz is back in.
Back in.
Yep,
Lovely.
hope we can get back in the car. Who's the next driver on softs? Let's just have a look here.
Oh, I was going to say Bridgie, but he's just touched the inside wall, the right hand, just before the hairpin. I don't think it would have given him damage, but definitely would have slowed him down just a tad, which he would not have liked. But obviously, a lot of purple sectors for these guys at the moment. Bridgie, obviously, he's top 3 in the championship, so he's done quite well this season in Tier 3. So hopefully he can get a good result tonight. As Cuds go 16.6.
Yeah, it's a great time. Times are falling, so these drivers just need to probably think about another set of softs, or those that haven't. Think about the time. I wouldn't think the Tiger degradation is too high, so they probably can do a few flyers, especially as the track starts to improve. And Bridgie's done a 15.1, so even with that little mistake, it's a great lap.
Yeah, this is constantly going to get quicker, and because it's actually dried out quite quickly, these guys will get a couple of runs, which would be good, so they can actually set a decent delta, and yeah, there'll just be constant improvement. Rush, thanks for the gifting the sub. I think that might be, if that is SJ, thank you very much. We're doing very well on a Friday night, watching Tier 3, obviously Monaco, one of the crown jewels on the F1 calendar, but as I said, Quali, very, very important, as we all know, around this track.
Yeah, and Scotty, this is first week of Hell Weeks, so someone's got a yellow. I think they might be just getting out of the way. That's fine. Yeah, so Hell Weeks is kicking off. We're starting off with Monaco in the dark, followed by, I can't remember the order, but I think it's Singapore, Baku, and then Las Vegas. So we've got 4 rounds, one after the other, street races encased with walls. So that's why we've called it Hell Week. So about to see, I think we're going to see the highest number of DNFs over the next 4 rounds.
Yeah, 100%. As most of the sessions, I'll send him another invite. But yeah, Singapore. So we go from Monaco here. Singapore, usually known for the longest in terms of race time. Nearly can, even without safety cars, you can hit nearly an hour there. And then obviously, yeah, Baku, we sort of know how that is, especially with the Castle section. And then obviously Vegas, which has thrown up a fair bit of carnage, let's just say, with a few of the league races I've done there. So as Quick Killer goes into the top 3, 12.3, so very close up the top.
Very close up the top, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Dan on the front row as well, 12.2. So be fairly happy with that time. So we'll see if anyone can get into the 11s with the track improvement. And I was just on board with Bridgie, and he's just clipped the inside wall at Novell Chicane. A bit hard with that wall sticking out there, so it's obviously caught Bridgie out. Thankfully, he hasn't done a complete spin, but that would have pretty much stuffed his lap up.
Looks like he's still pushing.
Oh, and as I say that, Swiss Lord, I've swapped to him, and he's done the exact same thing that I just said, except he has lost his front left.
Oof, yep.
And he's just sitting
stranded
there, and yeah, Bridgie's hit his rear left on it and got away with it. Swiss Lord's just turned in that little bit too early, and he's taken his front left off. So, yeah, sort of commentator's curse, just the wrong driver. But Swiss Lord's out. He at least put a decent banker in, but
not a bad time. I think the other drivers will improve, but
yeah,
might 100%. Still be able to get maybe top 10. We'll see how we go. Who's setting a lap? I think there's a Red Bull coming around as well. So Ty Star's just about to cross the line. See what he can do. Losing to P4.
Nice lap Ty Star, 12.9.
I think Tetris is about to start a new lap.
Yeah, Tetris just about to start. We've got a Red Bull coming around.
Oof, so nice from Tetris there. Almost invalidated, but really, really nice first corner. A little bit of traffic.
And while watching Tetris, T. Simmons goes into the top 6 on a 13.3.
Tetris has still got some more cars in front of them. This is something that drivers just need to be careful of, especially during qualifying. There's not really anywhere to go, so just need to make sure they're getting out of the way of the drivers behind them. Trenner sets 12.0, I think, is it? No, he's on an outlap.
Quick Killer did improve, and he's just about 300 off, so
tiny.
Yeah, very close up the front. We know this track, obviously not super long, but as I said, it's a lot of skill to be able to nail these corners, and you've got to use as much track as you can. As Tetris has got the one and only DRS zone on this track, hugging the pit wall on the right hand side, and he goes into the top 6 on a 12.5.
12.5.
So quite close between these guys. As I'm on board with T7's, who's behind one of the McLarens. He improves into the top 5. Red Bull 5th and 6th at the moment. Deadly Fuller currently on the second row as well, alongside Dan the Racer. As we've got an hour, Pan of Cards just about to start his final run. We've got about 45 seconds left to go in the session.
So Cuds will get a time. Looks like Mertz is stuck in the pits. I think Parzival's going to be able to set a time. New lap. There's also a Haas as well, I think.
Deli Fuller's just come into the pit, so his session is done. Quick Killer. Not sure if he is on a lap or not. We'll find out. He goes 11.8. That's pole. He's got enough battery that he could go again, because he may have to. And Dan the Racer will start his final run with 10 seconds left to go. I think the Aston, if he's not on a lap, he may miss the checkered flag. He is on a lap, so Argo next across the line, DRS. We get the checkered flag, he goes top 10, just behind P10. Batman. And Trenner goes 11 flat.
Oh, that's a great time. 0.8 faster than Quick Killer. Cuds is 2 seconds up, but still not going to be good enough to get up in that top 5. So let's see what Cuds can do. Tetris is retired.
So unless he's got a lot of time in this last sector, he crosses the line only,
P10.
13 flat.
Ferrari of Parzival improves a little bit, but goes to P9. There's is it Quick Killer? It is Quick Killer. Is he improved? Tiny improvement, but I don't think it's going to be good enough.
Oh, he does. Oh, it's actually not. That's definitely not the fastest lap.
That's not the fastest lap. Yeah.
It's he's 2/10 off. Dan has abandoned his lap. We got Ratbag, and he is done with his lap. So that's qualifying finished, and Trenner, great lap, 11 flat. Quick Killer 11.2. And then we've got a big gap to P3, so I think we know the two quickest guys around here, and it's going to be a fascinating fight who can get off the line between these two. Obviously, a very short run into turn 1, but if you are on the outside, you can hang it around the outside if you get a really good start. But yeah, it's going to be fascinating between Trent and Quick Killer.
Yeah, and they're about a second faster than everyone else, so they're probably better off not to fight each other and just pull away from the rest of the pack.
But yeah, some good qualifying. Parzival up there in P9, Cuds to P10. Powers, obviously, and Quiet Cake. Obviously, they're going to be interesting to see how they go in terms of their quali ban. Mertz, obviously, with his connection issues, obviously, unfortunately, wasn't able to set a lap, but thankfully, hopefully he's back in the session as Quick Killer's left the session as well. Try and quickly get him in.
Sounds like there's a glitch.
Possibly. We'll just quickly check the...
Take a screenshot here just in case. Alright, so what's happened?
There was obviously...
Good evening, good evening.
Sorry, hey Wayne, how we doing? We got a red flag, have we?
Yeah, lobby reset.
Okay.
The qualifying again or just the race? Yeah.
Not a
So,
problem.
They
Yep.
wouldn't let me. There was only 18 cars to choose from, and drivers in all of them. So wouldn't
no.
let me choose an empty car. So I would.
Okay, so I'll end the stream now, and then we'll join the new lobby and kick off a new stream shortly.